district court before this matter is transferred. However, it does appear that the parties are also requesting DNA testing, which the state would object to, Your Honor, as there is prior order naming the non-custodial parent as the father, and there's a signed AOP on file for the parties as well. However, again, there is a request for the DNA testing by the attorney.
This is a modification y'all pled, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Correct.
Okay. Well, paternity is not an issue if it's a modification.
Well, Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, ma'am.
And we understand that, this may be denied, but it has come to my client's attention that he may not actually be the father of this child after all. Even though there is an acknowledgement of paternity that he signed, initially no DNA testing was ever done. I'm looking over this order that was from, I believe, 2019. It says it is found that Gerardi McHenry, the father of the child, has a duty of support. It does not specifically adjudicate him as the father of the child. And so we would ask that because of these concerns that a DNA test be done just to confirm moving forward. However, if it is denied, we can possibly bring a termination at that point, if that's what my client wants. But instead of having to go that whole other route, why not just get a DNA test done now?
Well, the problem is that he signed acknowledged paternity. That adjudicated his paternity, not the court order. The acknowledged paternity is a legal finding in Texas that when you sign a document like that you're admitting you're the father, you're saying you don't want DNA testing, and that you.
So you saying in Texas you signed that birth certificate? That means that you're saying that I don't want a DNA test. I hope that it's actually on the birth certificate in writing of everything he's saying, not just there's he's just talking or something like that. I don't know. He seemed like he'd been a judge for a good amount of time. I'm not gonna test his knowledge on whether he's a good judge or not, but that doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me. Normally, when you sign an agreement, it has in writing in the agreement of what you're signing. If I sign my name on a car, getting a new car, they understand that I'm signing my name, that I'm purchasing this car. This is how much I'm paying for this car note for this specific vehicle. I have insurance for this specific vehicle. These are the Carfax for this specific vehicle, and this, that, and the third. You sign everything, so you have every document. It goes with a lot of things that you sign with. When you sign on a contract, it tells you what you're signing. You don't sign a piece of paper that's blank and then someone else tells you like, yeah, so that piece of paper you sign is pretty much you're gonna give you $1,000 every week. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully it says that, or maybe it's a law down there, but it's like you gotta have it in writing. Like, no one's gonna know that if it's not in front of them. Like, it's not in writing. It's kind of like, how am I supposed to know that was I'm supposed to do research on it before I
Understand that by signing it, you're legally establishing yourself as a biological father. Court orders thereafter wouldn't establish paternity because paternity was already established in that acknowledgement. It's been over, this is a 2019 case. I'm not sure how old the child is, but at least since the case was filed,
he's 10.
5 years. So it's very unlikely that any judge would grant DNA testing.
I understand, Your Honor.
So, I don't see why there would be, and in addition to that, of course, and probably even more importantly than that, or at least equal to that, is there's already a court order established or an order already that I cannot overturn. That's probably not able to be overturned by bill of review either, because it's over 4 years. So I don't see any possible way. And if he wants to do DNA testing on his own, he's always able to. But he's going to be legally responsible to pay for this child until the child turns 18 under current law. I don't see any reason there'd be an exception here.
I understand, Your Honor.
Okay. So, I'm denying the request for DNA testing. Does that change anything as far as what we need to do? We're here just on a modification of support.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So you're wanting it to be referred to district court for what reason?
Yes, Your Honor. So given that he's confirm that he's adjudicated as the father. He's looking to possibly change possession and access and possibly conservatorship regarding the child. And so that would make this a complex case.
Has anything been filed
Well,
yet?
Oh,
Has
no, go
anything been-
ahead.
Ms. Williams, please stop talking while I'm talking. I'm talking to the attorney. Give me just a moment. All right. So has anything been filed at this point?
no, Your Honor, no counter petition has been filed as we had first been asking for the DNA test.
Okay. I mean, if there's nothing filed, I can refer to district court. Do y'all want to do a hearing today on the modification issues? It's just child support and medical support, and that always can be changed if custody changed later down the road, of course. But are y'all ready to proceed with the case?
Are you a low-skilled worker looking to immigrate to Canada? Look no further. This video will discuss the top.
If the case is going forward, we are ready to proceed, Your Honor. I've got my client's 2024 W-2.
Okay. Mr. Tatum, are you ready, or do you want them to go back to negotiation?
I think we can probably just move forward with the Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead and take the lead then.
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, Your Honor, the state would like to call the mother here in this matter. Ma'am, can I get you to state your name for the record
Ashley Williams,
and the name of the child that we're here in reference to,
Jalen McHenry,
and the name of the child's father?
Gerardney McHenry.
And as it relates to that child, how does that child currently receive insurance?
His father has private insurance
All right. And are you
that he's
requesting?
carried.
Thank you, ma'am. And are you requesting that he continue to cover the child through that insurance?
Yes,
Is that through his employer?
through his employer.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. And is it your understanding that the father has one additional child outside of this case?
Yes,
All right. And in the prior order, what was the child support was not said? Is that correct?
that's correct because we were in a relationship.
However, you are requesting child support going forward. Is that correct?
Correct. I'm also requesting arrears.
And as it relates to your request for arrears, do you understand that the state is only requesting child support going forward, as there were the prior orders providing that the child support was set at $0, and that has not been changed at this time?
Okay.
And as it relates to the issue of child support, the state has used the reported income of the father at a net income of $4,809.60 for the calculation of support, and requesting that child support be set at $842. Are you in agreement to that amount?
Yes,
And do you know where the father is currently employed?
Exeter Finance.
And how is it that you know of this, ma'am?
We used to work together, and his employment hasn't changed. He notified me before that he had just got a promotion at the company.
And do you know what he does at that job?
I don't know his exact positions. I don't know.
All right. Do you have any additional information that you would like to offer to the court at this time?
I do want him to have his address updated to his correct address because he's been using his parents as far as, not being able to disclose that information. So I would like to know where my child resides when he is in his custody.
All right. And do you understand that there is nothing before the court to, as it relates to visitation at this time? I'm sorry, could you repeat your answer, ma'am?
Oh, yes.
All right, nothing further from this party, Your Honor. We'll pass this witness.
All right, Mr. Donakis, do you want to have any questions for Ms. Williams?
Just a couple, Your Honor. Ms. Williams, you do understand that the last order, no child support was ordered, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so we're just asking for child support moving forward, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, if it comes to light that my client's wages are actually a little bit less than the OAG has reported, are you okay with the calculation based on those wages?
Yes.
Okay, no further questions, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Tatum, go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, Your Honor, the state would like to call Mr. McHenry. Mr. McHenry, can I get you to state your name for the record?
Yes, Gerardney McHenry.
And Mr. McHenry, are you currently employed?
Yes, sir.
And what is it that you do for a living, sir?
I'm over a risk and risk management.
And you have one additional child outside of this case, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Does that child live with you?
We have a 50-50 agreement.
And are you paying child support for that child?
Correct.
And you are covering the child for the insurance through your employer, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And do you agree to continue to cover the child through your employer for the insurance?
That is correct.
All right, the state has used your previously reported income from your employer with a net income of $4,809.60 for the calculation of support today, and requesting that child support be set at $842 per month. Are you in agreement to that amount?
No, I'm not.
And could you explain to the court why you don't agree to pay the child support based off of your prior reported income?
I think my income can change. Again, I think that income was calculated off of a bonus. That's not a guarantee. So I think it would be a fair assessment using what my biweekly pay is versus what a yearly summary is. Again, that can include a bonus that can or cannot happen depending on the company's performance, which I have no control over.
So just to confirm, you received a bonus last year, is that correct?
That is correct.
And did you receive a bonus the prior year?
That is correct.
So could it be assumed that you will most likely receive a bonus going forward this current year?
Yes, I think the amounts change is, I think, my main concern.
Thank you. Just one moment, sir.
Okay.
Wix gives you the power of AI to build the website you need with full business functionality.
And as it relates to the child support, the state made the request that this child support begin as of May 1st, 2025, if the court was to order support. Are you in agreement to that date?
Can I defer to my attorney on that?
All right. Nothing further from this party, owner.
All right, Mr. Donakis, go ahead.
Yes, Mr. McHenry, you pay medical and dental support for the child, correct?
That is correct.
How much per month for the child do you pay in medical support?
I would need to calculate that. Again, my insurance covers my other child as well. We have a family plan for dental and medical.
Would it be correct to assume that it's $250.22
Correct.
and dental $12.27?
Correct.
And that is just what was previously reported to me by you, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you work at Executor Finance, correct?
Exeter Finance, yes, ma'am.
Exeter, I'm sorry.
No
And your
problem.
2024 W-2 gross annual wages, would it be correct in saying that was $71,265.47?
Correct. Again, that includes a bonus, but correct.
Okay. And so based on what you're providing for medical and dental care and that W-2, my calculations come out to child support as $813.63 a month. Is that something you're willing to pay at this point?
No.
No. Okay. Do you agree with the calculation?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm going to, may I ask Mr. Tatum, do you have the 2024 W-2?
So again, Your Honor, not for sure who she's
She's asking you, counsel, if you have the return.
the wages that we use were reported from the employer from last year, Your Honor. And I believe that was at about a gross income of $6,166 per month. Net
It's no
income
longer about money, it's about fear, control, and the cracks between two lives.
of $4,809.60.
Okay. Just confirming that. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Tatum. So no further questions for my client at this time.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have a question about numbers. Okay. So the number you had for monthly gross, Ms. Ernakis, was $5,938.75. Is that correct?
Let me pull up that 1 minute, Your Honor. Let's see. Yeah, $5,938.79. That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. And that included a bonus, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then you subtracted what, 250.22 and
215.22.
215.22, and then also the $12.22.
$12.27, Your Honor.
Okay, sorry. And so then that brought you to a bring home or net income of how much?
$4,649.29.
Okay. And then it was 17.5% of that. Is how we got to
Yes,
the
Your Honor.
813. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
I don't know if I said that. I apologize.
Okay. Let's see.
So what I'm getting from this is that even if he's not the father of that child, he's stuck with paying for another man's child. It's crazy. Crazy.
Is there any reason, Mr. Anakis, why Mr. McHenry is not sharing his address with Miss Williams?
Not that I'm aware of.
Do you want to ask him some questions on that before I make him disclose that?
Yes, I can do that, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Mr. McHenry, is there any reason why you are not sharing your present address with Miss Williams?
Yes, there is.
Can you please explain that to the court?
Yes, she's made a history of verbal threats towards myself and my current spouse. She has a history of showing up unannounced at places. This has been documented. I have Ring doorbell footage of this as well. I think it's more along the safety of my current partner and myself that our current physical address not be shared again with the current threats that have been presented towards myself and my spouse via phone call and text message.
Okay, Mr. McHenry, have you ever called the police and made a police report?
No, she was gone at the time when the original threat happened. So we were not in a place to make a phone call.
Okay, are you in fear for your safety and your current partner's safety if your address is disclosed?
That is correct.
Okay, and have you ever filed any protective order against Miss Williams?
No, we were able to reconcile that to where nothing was filed at that time.
Okay, no further questions, Your Honor.
Okay. What are the dates of these alleged threats, Mr. McHenry?
Excuse me?
What are the dates approximately of these alleged threats?
I would need to go through on phone, but there were multiple in July and August, and then in October and November.
This is July, so you're saying it happened in the future, or are you saying it happened another year?
I'm sorry, it happened in July 2024. I apologize.
Okay. And the last one was what? September of 2024?
The last one was in February of
Okay.
2025.
Okay.
Did you know a consumer report found that 98% of homes likely had some kind of contaminant in their water?
All right. As far as the issues we have here, obviously, I don't know why you're bringing up DNA testing, Mr. McHenry. Kind of insulted, kind of angry about that. That doesn't make any sense. You're responsible for.
It does make any sense because if you figure out that he's not the father, why? Like, who gives a fuck if you're mad about that? You're a judge. Who gives a fuck about your emotions? If he just found out that he's possibly not the father of that child, why isn't it logical for him to take a DNA? Like, why is that like doesn't make sense to you? 100% he should take a DNA test. How does that not make sense to you? I've been in that situation when a child was mine. Luckily enough, it didn't take me 5 years to take a DNA test. Luckily, I took it when the child was like, I think 7 or 8 months when I realized it wasn't mine. And I was able to go to the court and get done with it. But for him to find out later on in life, like, let's just say he didn't find out right now. Let's just say he waited and he found out when the child is 16 years old. That's not his. Then what? Oh, you stuck with it because it's been 16 years? Like, no. Fuck that. The only person who knows who the true father is the mother. She's the only person who knows who was nutting in her around that time when she was around her when her eggs was dropping. Only the mother knows. She's not gonna know who she been sleeping with. Like, be mad about it if you want to. Like that pissed me the fuck off. Like, the fuck? He's 100% should be able to take a DNA test. That's why DNA test should be 100%. We like right after the baby come right out the womb, swab the body or the mouth, whatever you want to call it. Do what you need to do. But it shouldn't come to this point that after 5 years he realized, oh, I need to take a DNA test. I'm hearing that I'm not like I need to take a DNA test. Now, nah, you don't need to do that. You can do it on your own time, but you're still gonna keep paying for this kid. It's crazy. It's fucking mind blowing. Like it's crazy. And I bet you if he found out that it's not his kid and he just stopped showing up, stopped paying, like whatever the case may be, he'd be considered as what you call a deadbeat. But even though it's not his child, it could be his child. He could take it and be like, all right, it is my child. Keep doing what you're doing. But if it's not his child, he's stuck with raising someone else's responsibilities because if someone else lied to him. Zero repercussions for the women in this situation. But he's need to be a man and step up and take care of someone else's child because that's just what it is. Like it's crazy. That is crazy to me.
For this child. This child calls you dad. I don't know why you're bringing up that. Makes no sense to me, but um, I don't know. There's just doesn't make a lot of sense there. So,
May I speak on that,
and
Your
then
Honor?
at the other side of it, you want to have custody. It doesn't. That's kind of the opposite. At one point, you're saying, "I'm not the dad. I don't want any responsibility. I don't want to see this kid ever again." And the other side of it, you're saying, "I want the kid to live with me." Those two things do not go together. You have a responsibility to raise this child. You have a financial responsibility. You're going to have that even if you don't like it. Your bonuses and commissions and tips, in addition to your regular wages, are income. You get to spend them, they are your income. I understand that it can vary from year to year. We try to average it out over a yearly period so that way it kind of balances out over the 12 months instead of just picking, let's say, someone getting a bonus in December. It wouldn't be fair for me to set child support based on their December income. So if we average it out over the year, I think that makes a lot more sense. I understand you may not have control over it, but you do have some control over it because the better job everybody individually does, the better the company does, and hopefully then they give you all bonuses. I mean, I know it's not necessarily your control as far as how much it is, but it's your income. So I have to include that in there. So I'm ordering Ms. McHenry to carry health and dental insurance. Any updates in insurance cards or anything like that? If Ms. Williams doesn't have an insurance card now, make sure she gets one. If they change companies or something like that, or get new cards, make sure she gets new ones. Um, Child support is $814 per month, based on your wages. I don't know why you're opposed to that. That's what your income is. That's what it should be. Um, I don't, I'm not granting your non-disclosure request. You have to notify Ms. Williams what your address is. She has to notify you what her address is. We have a problem, of course, that we haven't resolved today, which is how we're doing visitation. And that's something that we can't get to because we're completely opposite on two different issues that makes no sense from the beginning of this hearing today. What we really should have done today is we probably should have agreed on some kind of visitation, a trial amendment to adding that to the orders, but we haven't
We
gotten
do
there
have a
because
visitation.
Ready to win big with Zinn? In the Win with Zinn sweepstakes, you could win $100,000 or one of 5,000.
I don't think you do. Is there a visitation schedule, Mr. Nanaki?
We have a visitation order.
Is
Yes,
there-
Your Honor.
So they did an order with no support and then they did standard visits?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh,
So the
okay.
order just said that there be no child support at that time, but they did order conservatorship and visitation.
Oh, okay. Well, that's unusual. Usually they don't list either one. Okay. Well, then good. All right. So then that solves that problem. I thought we could have another issue there with trying to figure out how to do visitation since we don't have any orders. But if we have orders, cool. All right. So I'm not granting your non-disclosure request, and then all other orders that are not changed by our order today will still remain in full force and effect. So the visitation order, if it's there, is what we need to follow. There shouldn't be any reason for Ms. Williams to appear at your residence at unannounced times, as long as y'all are following what you're supposed to be doing in the court orders. So as long as you bring the child back at the end of your visitation, there shouldn't be any problem with Ms. Williams appearing at your residence because you're going to be dropping off and picking off at her residence at the beginning and end of your visitation. Court calls bill to Mr. McHenry. The Attorney General's office will draft the order. Mr. Tatum, do you have the council's email address?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. All right. He will email you a copy of the proposal order for your approval, and then once that's done, then I can sign off on it and then submit. The AG can send out copies. All right. Y'all are excused and are done with court today. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.
And here it is, the judge has had enough. She calls out every contradiction, tearing through excuses with absolute control. The ruling is final. The tone, unshakable. Truth meets consequence in real time. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like.
It wasn't any truth being told. It was just he found out he's possibly not the father, and the judge said, "Well, the kid called you daddy." I'm sorry, life is tough. Like it's like I'm not trying to be a dick, but it's like if I had to like I'm I'm trying to figure out a way to say this without being mean, but it's like if he's not the father, then yeah, like he shouldn't be on the birth certificate. I know Texas is different from where did my paperwork and stuff from when I had this situation, but it's crazy to me that when you signed the birth certificate, it said in Texas that that's it. You're wavering DNA test, but it's like, do he even know that right then and there? Like, did the doctors tell him, hey, when you sign this, you need to do, or is he person know that beforehand? He person knowledge read a book about it before he do it. Like, how the fuck is he person know that signing the birth certificate waivers any DNA test at all? How did he know that? He don't. How many men knows that? I didn't even know that. And I was in the same situation he was in. I was able to get out of it, which is crazy. That is crazy. Because I'm 100% sure he's going to do a private DNA test. Let's be for real. He's going to do a private. Let me change this. I don't want to look at this dude's face. He's going to probably do a personal DNA test, which I think anyone would do, like any man would do. If you do figure out that's not his child, he's stuck. Like literally, what can you do? Like you're stuck, which is just crazy, man. It's crazy. But if he is the father, keep doing what you're doing. Like it is what it is. Just keep doing whatever you're doing. But if it ends up him not being the father, it's like, damn, you stuck raising someone else's child for 18 years. It's crazy, bro. I'll see you at the next one.